What is up, Ravens Flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. James and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
Welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin here with James Haskell, my co-host. And this episode's a little bit different because typically, of course, we're talking Ravens football, but Jimmy found this topic just too good to resist. So,
yeah.
Jimbo, let the people know why we're here.
Yeah, and we're here because this definitely has to do with the Ravens, but I don't know if it's good or bad. You tell me. Baker Mayfield has officially requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. I couldn't get over this one on a multitude of levels. Just think about this, Glenn. What was this? 2 seasons ago, or even going this last season, he's got Odell Beckham Jr., he's got Jarvis Landry, he's got Austin Hooper, he's got Njoku. Who's the young kid out of Florida Atlantic, the other tight end?
Austin Bryant, I think.
Yeah, Bryant, right. And then he's got
Donovan
Nick Chubb.
Jones.
He's got Kareem Hunt. He's got a monster offensive line in front of him and a really good defense. Sure, they had some questions in the secondary, but that is a really good defense. And he couldn't get it done. So after he couldn't get it done, and he rubs everyone the wrong way, and he burns every bridge inside the franchise, he says, hey, guys, I got tons of leverage, and I'm a really, really, really attractive asset here. I want you to trade me. In fact, I demand it. What are you doing? This makes me laugh. You know what this makes me think of, Glenn? This makes me think of the guy that has a spouse who is way too good for him, right? And he steps out because he gets like 2 seconds of fame, thinks he's got a big head, so he steps out, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of just being thankful that an incredible woman would just lay next to him and be his partner every single day. It's like, dude, do you realize how much leverage you don't have, Baker? In fact, he probably walked into Andrew Berry's office and talked about, he probably texted him. Let's be honest. He's not man enough to walk into his office. Yeah, so he texted him and said, I want to trade, baby emoji, like whining, right?
And you know what he got text back? I tried. Nobody wants you.
100%. He probably laughed and said, dude, what do you think I'm doing? What do you think they paid me for? I'm trying to fleece some people and get something back for you more than the 7th, an optional, like conditional 7th round pick if you don't get cut. Like, Baker, and then he's got what's his cap hit going to be this year? 23 plus? It's going to be more than Lamar's,
first
right?
Overall pick.
First overall pick. This is ridiculous. Baker, who is in your corner, bro? This is the moment where you shut up. You stay thankful that a guy like Stefanski has stood in front of a podium and has backed you, that a team is willing to be in a proverbial marriage with you. This is where you shut up and you be a thankful partner, Baker. You go out there and you do your job. Like, demanding a trade? Are we in the upside down, Glenn? Like, what is going on here?
I mean, he's obviously very confident in his own ability, and that is despite all the evidence in front of him. Because, like you said, if you look at that roster last year, 0 holes. Like, you could not point to a position and go, well there's an obvious hole. Right. That's the only position. Because literally, offensive line, one of the best in the league. Pass rush duo, Jadeveon and Myles Garrett. They fixed their only glaring hole, which was middle linebacker, with Kwamasu Aramo.
The guy that hurt Lamar.
Yeah, the guy who was just harassing Lamar. They fixed their only. Then they went out. They got the best safety on the market, and they got the best slot corner to pair with Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward. So they went out and filled every conceivable hole. Not only did they have great starters, but they even had good depth at every position. I mean, their third tight end was David Njoku. Like, that's insane. So they had everything a quarterback would want. And also, by the way, the coach of the year and executive of the year right up in the front office. So it's like, what more could be around a player to make him successful?
Right.
And then I love the comments from the Browns organization when they said that they wanted an adult at quarterback. And I think that's the best way to say it, because if you just took his body, his skill set, and you gave it to a person who is far more mature than him, like, I'm not saying that he has no physical abilities and he's not, capable physically of doing the job. I think
it's all right here.
Exactly. He's just so immature. He's so childish. And the tough part about that is you can't convince a guy who has that level of maturity that he's doing anything wrong. He believes that he's in the complete right. And he thinks everyone is crazy except for him. So when he turns on TV and he sees Steve Smith absolutely taking him to task, which I find hilarious, and everyone else doing the same, saying, look, you're the reason that Odell screamed his
Yeah.
way out. You're the reason that Jarvis Landry, it was kicking and screaming in his last couple of days. You're the reason why a team that had no conceivable holes on paper ends up under 500 and on the outside of the playoffs. You're the only reason, because we know it ain't the coach because he just won coach of the year. We know it's not the executive. He won executive of the year and he's built a massive roster. Like, where else can you point to other than Baker Mayfield? And when you're not mature enough to realize that you got some faults and you got some deficiencies that you got to work on, and you keep pointing at everyone else. And look, I get that he was banged up, but his response to adversity, his response to probably some criticism and coaching is just to be a baby about it.
Ugh, it's sad to see him
by the way,
go.
$19 million he's getting next year.
Okay, so it's sad to see him go.
It is, as a Ravens fan.
Yeah, certainly. I'm gonna miss watching him impersonate Russell Wilson. I've said that about a million times, but it's a lot of fun. It always ends up, tragic for him and good for us. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about the guy, but he's just super delusional. I don't get it. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Is he a bust?
Yes, he's a bust. He's a bust. He's a bum. He's anything you want to say. You know what he is, Glenn? He's a dog that lost his bite. He's a dog that lost his bite. Think about this. His whole career coming out of college, he had to fight for everything he had. Now, people talk about the walk-on stuff, and it wasn't a true walk-on, but whatever. Like, it wasn't like he was unknown. He transferred from another school, right? Like, they knew he was going to make the team. They just wanted to see what he had. It wasn't like he was Rudy or anything like that. Like, let's not, put him up on a pedestal. But he fought. He competed. And then all of a sudden, he gets a moment of validation. One moment of validation. First overall pick, changed his life. Will never be the same. That's all it takes. Change his mentality. Dog lost his bite. Forgot what the pain was to hustle and grind. And he got fat and happy. And now he's entitled. He's complaining about everything. He's a wimp. He's mentally weak. Like, I don't get any of it. I mean, I understand the process, but like, I don't know how you can be that delusional to say, I deserve this. I demand a trade. Baker, you're under contract. You get no demands. You need to fight for a starting spot or your career in the NFL is over. Like, do you not realize that no one will want you if you don't fight and land the job? Like, you're going to be on the streets, dude. You're going to be doing Lord knows what on who knows what channel on TV, like one of those junk TV, like E or like Bravo, on some like reality show in a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Season 12, starring Baker Mayfield.
Right.
But
a Baker's dozen. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like,
that's good. That's not
he's
bad.
hosting like a Baker.
He should open a donut shop, call it the Baker's Dozen. That's not a bad idea. But my whole thing is, look, there's no doubt that there's going to be a team that at least takes a flyer on him, but I don't think it's via trade. I think that they're going to have to eat some of this, and they're going to have to, get rid of this guy, because I can't imagine a team, unless they are so desperate and that they absolutely loved him when he was coming out of Oklahoma. That's the only way I see a team. But I would be stunned to see a team give up anything and take on that type of a salary for a guy.
Right. Well, and sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Glenn, but like, the point is that, like, you publicly demand a trade. You know what that does to your trade value? We know what happened to Orlando Brown. You know what's all with these Oklahoma guys?
I know, right?
Can you stop being the all wimp team? Like the social media crap, Kyler Murray and look, I'm gonna say it, Marquise. Like, stop it. Stop with the thin skin. Orlando Brown and all that, using his daddy as a front for wanting more money. Get the hell out of here with that. And now you got Baker Mayfield. The only real one is Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. It's just so. Look, it's funny because if Mike Mayock was still the GM of the Raiders, I'd see him to the Raiders. I don't know. Maybe he ends up with Seattle, or like, I don't know where he ends up going.
It's going to be a desperate team. You know what? Seattle's a good name because, I could see them bringing him in to compete with Drew Lock to see who wants to be the stopgap or the Band-Aid for
The two
1
best
year or 2
dancers,
years.
dancing quarterbacks in the NFL.
There you go. I mean, hey, they got to bring something. At least have a good talent show that year
Yeah,
in
there
the
you go.
offseason. But yeah, I can't imagine a team giving him the starting role. I think he comes in and competes with somebody else who's also, trying to make a name for, make a name for themselves in the league. But
You know,
yeah,
it'd be really funny, Glenn. What
what's
if he
that?
ends up in Pittsburgh and they just got 4 quarterbacks all dueling it out?
Man, Pittsburgh's not that crazy. Yeah. I mean, they signed Mitch Trubisky, but they've seen enough of Baker to know he's not a guy to carry your team to a championship. But the question is, does any team believe that he is? But you're 100% right. If you come out publicly, you tank your already small trade value, and you make your team. You kind of and maybe that's what he wanted to do. Maybe he wanted to tank his trade value, and kind of sabotage his team on the way out, which
He
also
hurts
wouldn't
himself the
surprise me.
most, like work in the darkness. You know what I mean? Like Baker doesn't work unless people are watching now. That's what he's more
Yeah.
concerned about.
Yeah,
Like,
it's shocking to see a guy like that demand a trade. The audacity is hilarious. But also another good thing is that Deshaun Watson won't be going to Cleveland. Now they're in quarterback turmoil with their own guy. And so while we don't believe Baker's a threat to the Ravens, with that roster around him, he could win a game. He has won games against the Ravens. So I could see that this is a positive no matter what way you look at it. Because now the Browns are in complete, search of a quarterback. And right now, with a weak draft and all the big names gobbled up, they're really, I think they're going to be the outside looking in as far as quarterbacks go.
yeah, man, it's insane stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever the world is coming to, Baker Mayfield just demanded a trade. Wow. Let us know what you guys think. Are you as elated as, well, I'm going to miss you, Baker. I'm going to miss you a little bit, but I'm just happy to watch the train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Because look, Baker, I try really hard to be like Jesus, but you got everything that's coming to you, buddy. You got everything that's coming to you. And I'll turn the other cheek, but doesn't mean I'm not going to comment here on the show about it.
That's it.
So let us know what you guys think. We'll talk to you soon, and we out.